Hello?
Hi Andy, how you doing, mate? It's Ash.
What's happening, Ash? How are you, guys? You alright?
It's so weird, right? It didn't even ring. I just pressed the green button.
Do you know what? I was just calling you back. That's why. Really weird.
That is weird.
Just sort of like, I'm ready to go.
I'll tell you what's really weird, right, is I only worked this out earlier. You know when we met at the Ali Pally?
Yeah.
That was on the 1st of Feb.
You're joking?
No, straight up. It occurred to me earlier.
How bizarre.
Isn't that strange?
Well, it's meant to be.
Indeed. How's things, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks, mate. Yeah, all good indeed. Yeah, just I just couldn't pick up the phone, and I'm just finishing off a meeting, so I've got to get it done today. Well, I had to get it done yesterday, really. But
what's it a remix of?
It's a remix for an American group called Pegboard Nerds.
Going alright? You managed to finish it, or?
I'm getting there. I will do. Yeah, no, but it's there or thereabouts, man.
Well, that's good. Well, I was going to say, I don't know how much time you've got today, Andy, so I don't want to, if we have a rough idea of how long you've got, and I'll sort of size the questions to suit.
No, just do what you like, man. Just do what you like, man. It's all good.
Oh, that's really good news. Excellent. All right, well, I was just about to, I've got some obviously formulaic questions, and I just thought, as we did before, we just talk, see how we get on, and then obviously I'll just pick off the right bits and pieces as the conversation flows.
Yeah, man.
So, officially, like, how are you? I take it you're really busy, flat out, you're obviously working on remixes. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm working on remixes today and yesterday and Monday, and then I'm hoping to clear the decks for this today, and then tomorrow I shall be mixing at home all day in preparation for Friday night at XOYO. And yeah, I've just been doing that, really. Each week has been consisted of a bit of studio, maybe a meeting if it's really necessary, but the last couple of days of the week, Thursday and Friday, I've just been mixing like a dog.
Mixing like a dog.
Yeah, it's wicked. I love it, man, because it's every week is like, it's just got to be a different set. New tunes that I didn't play last week, and then the nights are themed, and yeah, it's brilliant. Love it.
Well, I was going to say, it's been nearly a year since obviously we caught up, and what a year it's been. How would you, if I was to say 2017 in one word so far, what would you say?
Like a dream, because it's consisted of XOYO, it's the residency, basically. That's my mind has been focused on that. So far it's been like a dream, because I envisaged how it might be, and that is pretty much how it is. So I sort of had these dreams of what it might be like to do a residency in London again after all. Well, I've never done one really, apart from the really, really early days, like every week. And it's just surpassed all them, it's been such a beautiful thing. So yeah, it's been like a dream, it's Wednesday already. I'm off to West Ham tonight, and then I shall be back in the club on Friday, vibing, taking it back to the days of the end this Friday, which is going to be amazing.
I think that's the key there. I mean, like, obviously, I think like I've got to understand really what's gone on. Obviously, I've followed your journey a lot closer since I've been doing what I've been doing, and obviously just genuinely as a fan anyway. But like the way you've like sort of lassoed the mainstream, like got its attention, and then started like shoving really heavy hitting drum and bass down its throat. It's really impressive. Like. Like now everyone's listening. It's like, right, get some of this in you, and like.
Oh, now you see the master plan.
Yeah, like...
it's really cool, isn't it? It's like it's crazy, man, to go. Because these nights, I mean, the residency nights are great. They're 21 and up, and they're all sold out, and so you got people coming down, and obviously we've seen the nights, and you can take it back, but you've also got people there that they wouldn't have heard that first time round, and people are coming down just to see what it's about, and stuff like that. And so, I mean, thus far, the vibe in there, I've not really seen a vibe like that for years and years, where you drop tunes and the place kicks off. I mean, there's a constant shouting match from the crowd, when you're dropping tunes, and you can feel it, you can, the rewinds, you can hear the walls being slapped, And you're right, it is a case of like, you're playing everything from there, from everybody that's played thus far, and from me, the set just takes its course from the heart. You know, it's not a case of preconceptions of what you might have to play, or you're not, you know, say in a festival you'll follow another genre, so you'll think, right, well, you know, let's play a couple of tunes to sort of ease the people in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that case down here, you know. I mean, you know, for this Friday, because we're going there, I'm actually trying to find the most obscure mad tunes that we would have played down the end, because there's, you know, because you can, you know, and then there's always the week after. And the week after will be different, and it's just great. It's really liberating as a DJ as well.
It's liberating as a fan. I mean, I've only made the first one. I've just been so busy, but I'm definitely going to be there on Friday night.
Yeah.
And like literally the energy in the room, I was just like you said, I had a good idea of what it was going to be like, but it surpassed my expectations, and like everyone was just so rowdy. Like I was like,
I know,
this is what drum and bass is all
yeah.
about. And for the people who haven't experienced it on that sort of level, you could literally sink your teeth into it. Do you know what I mean? It was like, I don't know, mate. You caught something special there, and obviously, like,
it was tangible, wasn't it? In the first hour, I was like, "Oh my god, this is going nuts!" You know, it's like a similar feeling when we did Ali Pali, and it was so huge and vast. And I was thinking, obviously, I was very, very excited, and I was buzzing for it because it was sold out, and it was like you knew there was going to be a lot of people there, but you didn't know how it was going to quite. I just felt, yeah, this is going to be really special. And it was like, when you was the first hour into that, it was like, oh my god, this is going off. But then you flip it and you take it back to a club of this size, and then you're wondering as well. Again, you know, it's like, right. I mean, that first mix that I did, when that was the first time I'd ever done a mix in there, because I wasn't able to sound check.
all right,
Because they've got legal restrictions, bizarrely. So that was the first time I'd ever even done a mix in there. So everything was new.
that probably added to it a bit, and obviously your excitement and sort of anticipation as well, didn't it?
You know, my excitement, and like, you know, I guess, yeah, it was like a dream. And then the jungle night the week before last was just, wow, man, what a buzz that was. It was just crazy.
That's Frost, Brian G and Kenny Ken, wasn't it?
Sorry?
It was Frost, Brian G and Kenny Ken, wasn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, but that was like, yeah, it's just great. I mean, and you know, I've got another 9 to go. It's crazy to think that, you know, I'm kind of a third into it already. It's going to be nuts to, at the end of the run, you know, it's definitely going to be a time for reflection, and like be a bit sad, be like, oh, it's over, man. What am I going to do? You know, but obviously, yeah, there's going to be memories, and we're documenting it all this time around. You know, I mean, back in the day, we just turned up and did the nights, but this time, you know, it's all being documented, so there'll be some great memories to look back on.
That's the main thing, isn't it? I mean, are you recording all of it?
We're recording parts, and on the Beats One show, we're going to be, you know, we're playing excerpts from sets and all that. So I think there's no show this week, but there's a show next week. So I think we might put some of the jungle night up on that one.
Cool.
Which will be pretty cool, yeah. So yeah, like I say, good memories, man. You know, and it's.
I think it's amazing, like you said about the master plan earlier. I mean, I remember when it really sort of dawned on me what was kind of going on. So I spoke to Fresh, like probably June 15, and he said about it, and he was just about to release, there's that really sort of jungly tune he released. It sounded a bit like Circles. My memory's failing me at the moment, but it was with Adam F, and it was like actual jungle in the charts. I can't remember what it's called, but. And it occurred to me then, I was like, you know, you've both like kicked the doors down, been like, right, ransack the place, now listen to this. And like, everyone's like, shit, this is what it's really all about. And it's like, yeah, and you've obviously had to do that to get that. And like, I get it completely. I think, you know, it's amazing. So congratulations, mate, and thanks. Because it's out there. And like, you know, there's no going back now, is there?
No, and there's so much buzz on events like this as well. You know, that in itself is... that can only lead to good things, you know, because places like this, you know, these kind of clubs, whether it's this club, whether it's another clubs around the world, or it's back in the day, they become church for people, you know, in the sense of like, what I mean is it's what people always can reference as an inspiration, and where, and what it, like, AWOL moulded me musically. That was my church back in the day. So, and out of that came everything that I kind of identified with and wanted the vibe to be. And that works the same for everybody. So hopefully this run of residency will do that for the new people that are coming down, and for the people that have been in and around the scene for a while, it'll rekindle a vibe that maybe they haven't experienced for a while,
Reverend Andy C.
I don't know about mate claim to that.
Yeah, mate, that's it. All right. Anyway, mate, that's brilliant. And like the thing is as well, I mean, like you can sculpt people's sort of understanding of music in one sort of experience, can't you? Because there'd be people who've been to like a festival, but they'd have heard some of that music on the radio, but then they'd come to see you at XOYO and they'd never have heard, some of the younger people would never have heard any of that side of your selection ever before.
That's right.
And they could be literally mind blown, be like, wow, now I understand, like it's kind of so often, like, especially I'm like not the same generation, I'm a bit younger, and there's so many people who talk so fondly of things that have happened in the past, but obviously I couldn't have been there. So the fact that the opportunity is there now to hear music you'd never hear in a club environment ever again, like just literally, smashed out of a massive sound system at like...
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
Well, this is it. Well, that's it, isn't it? That's exactly what I'm talking about, is these environments can sculpt you, because you can just take it to a place that you can't you can in a bigger environment, of course you can, but I think over recent years people haven't done that, and if you're playing an hour in a festival in between different genres, you naturally won't do that, you just but there's a time and a place, and this is the time. I mean, and trust me, I've got some killers for this Friday as well, so it's a good job you're coming down, man, because this is gonna be a pretty nutty one as well.
Well, do you know what, actually, I put on a forum, I said that I was talking to you this week on Drum and Bass Arena, and I said, is there anything you'd like me to ask? And obviously there's loads of bait questions I wouldn't dream of asking you, but literally just turned into a shopping list of tunes to ask for. And I was like, rather than bore you with everyone else's, I thought I'd think of my own. And I was going to say, can you play Compound?
Well, that's the standard, but if Ben and Matt are coming down, aren't they? Ed Optical,
exactly.
So I think I might see if they play it first, because I wouldn't want to...
tread on their toes, yeah.
I played Compound last week.
I've missed them.
I've played it a couple of times. Yeah, I've played it down there, definitely.
I know,
that's one of my all-time favourites. Like that bit in the middle, that bit where the sound's going and the riff's going, and then in the middle it rises up and then it just drops down to just the drum and the bass bit. That is the
drum and bass,
shot,
isn't
man.
it?
That's the killer. I love that. That's my favourite bit.
And I've read that you've played Biosphere as well by Stacker and Sky.
Oh yeah.
Can you please drop that this week?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Satellite Type 2, if you can get it in there as well, because that's just, they're like my taste in drum and bass, just encapsulated.
Yeah. I played Satellite last week.
I missed them all, Andy. Mate, I've been on daddy duties, I've been here, then everywhere. And
that's all good. There's all... That's what I mean this week. Yeah, they're all coming out.
Right, can I have that written in contractual terms?
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
they're all coming out. Trust me.
I do. Okay, wicked. Well, obviously you've touched on how you prepare. You've had a day's mixing and maybe two. You can obviously go anywhere in your selection, but it must have been difficult narrowing down your special guests. So you seem to have every area of the scene covered nicely. How was that process?
Yeah, that process is a wish list, and the powers that be then go out and see who's available. And it was specifically tailored to try and encompass every part of the scene. So I think we've done that, definitely. And yeah, it's like that. You sit there and you think, right, want everybody down, want them down, that down. I mean, unfortunately, there's obviously people that couldn't come down for commitments and this, that, and the other, which is always the case with any lineup you do. But yeah, no, I think we've got a pretty sick selection of people. And now, funnily enough, after the fact, people are like, "Oh, can I come down?" It's like, it's because it's caught fire, like everybody's, that's brilliant. I love all the videos that go up. It's like crazy when I'm mixing. I'm up there, I've got my earplugs in, and I always have the monitors absolutely lashing.
Yeah.
But when I've watched videos back, I'm like, man, the crowd are actually like
louder,
screaming and shouting on the drops. You know,
mate. There's a video. I assume you've seen it. The second chapter, like highlight video, where you can actually hear the crowd chanting "Swamp Thing" louder than the tune itself.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't. When you're on the decks, you don't hear stuff like that. And I think there was one from the week 3 recap where I think I played State of the Art, like classic old Dillinger tune, like really old school. And when it dropped and everybody shouts out, and I'm like, that's the vibe I'm talking about, you know? That's what I love, man. So, yeah, it was after Bass Too Dark. So, yeah, it's nice. It's great. I'm absolutely loving it. What a look, man. Lucky to be able to do it, you know?
In your element. You mentioned obviously Ed Rush Optical this Friday. I've got a feeling it's going to be absolutely disgusting. Ram versus Virus is obviously like sort of steeped in history. If you like, you know, what have you spoken to them about? How's it looking? You know, what's the plan? Like what you're saying, basically.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, of course I've spoken. I was with Ed Rush last Thursday. We was hanging out, and he's going in. He always gives you a cheeky look, like, "Oh, don't worry, mate, I've got my weapons." You know what I mean? He's always prepared. And I spoke to Matt, called me up, and he was like, "Mate, I can't wait." I was like, "You ready?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, the funny thing is, he said, "What do you want me to play?" I said, "I want you to be you." You know what I mean? I would come down and be you. You know, take it there, everywhere. You know. But one thing's for sure, you got to go wormhole. So
yeah, no doubt.
You know, it's like everybody knows that's what's coming. So yeah, I mean that's how we do it. I mean, because that's what we all love to fight. You know, so everyone's coming down with the
shit your pants selection.
Hopefully, yeah. No, it will be, man. There's some special tracks flying about, man. It's going to be wicked.
All right, cool. You've got a super secret special guest forthcoming. Can you give us a clue?
No.
Off the record, can you tell me?
I'm not allowed to.
Oh, man.
I can't tell you nothing. I know it's ridiculous, but I'm not.
Not even a little clue.
No. No.
Come on.
I can't do it, mate. I'd love to, but you know, in this day and age of contracts.
Oh, it's one of them ones, is it? All right.
It's one of them ones.
One of them ones.
So moving swiftly on.
Yeah, no worries. Right, you've got back. You've got Randall obviously on the lineup coming up.
Yeah, man.
Is that going to be back to back?
Pardon?
Is that going to be back to back?
It'll be here, there, and everywhere. I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever happens on the night, whatever the vibe is, it's actually logistically difficult, that one,
because your tractor and his
CDJs these days.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
But anyway, yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. But it's going to be a vibe, whatever it is.
It's going to be rowdy, that.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, there's a lot of history between you two, isn't there? And like, obviously you said at the awards when you said that you shouted out that he was your inspiration and that. I thought it was a really cool
absolutely.
moment.
That's what I mean, like from AWOL, like absolutely. So, you know, there is, you know, and obviously we did the tunes, and back in the day I used to go down to the underground, you know, with him and Fats and Cool and Flex and the guys, and hang out, go dub cutting, and you know, there's so much history. You know, it's wicked. I can't wait. He come up. I did on my tour last autumn. He come and did a couple of the shows, and you know, it's just always great to see Randall bouncing around behind the decks, and because the way he draws out tunes, he's like no one else. So I can't wait to have him down there.
Okay, cool. Just out of interest, what's your? Are you still touring around like XOYO? Are you having a bit of a breather from like?
No, on the Saturdays. I had last Saturday off. But the Saturday before I went to Lisbon, Saturday before that I went to Germany. So it's like I go into I'm only doing other countries.
Okay.
So it's not the easiest of things to end up at. You know, finish there and then go home, 2 hours sleep, go to the airport. I mean, I think in a couple of weeks' time or a few weeks, I'm finishing up and then I'm going straight to Heathrow and going to Puerto Rico for the night.
For the night?
Yeah, I know. Insane, but it's a big festival. So I think I left the flight Heathrow, 9 a.m. flight to Miami, then a connection down to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Get off there at about 7 p.m. Go to the festival, do the festival, bed for a couple of hours, get up, fly back to Miami, and then fly back to London. Gosh.
Your like air miles must be completely insane. Like,
it is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. But
what do you do? Just produce whilst you're on the plane, or what?
well, that night I'll be sleeping on the plane. That's for sure, man. I mean, I'll be leaving the club pretty inebriated, probably. Would have had a few drinks. So I'll be sleeping off on the plane. Yeah, I mean, that's what you do. I mean, other times, you know, if I leave, you know, normal, I'll be doing work on the plane. Yeah, for sure. Producing, editing sounds, doing stuff, catalogue, listening. I mean, it's just you got a while away the time. I think in April, I'll be going to Australia in April, and I think it's like 4 gigs in there and back, and the whole thing 7 days, from start to finish. Yeah. So, but on them ones you work, you do loads of work. It's 24 hours, but yeah, lots of travelling, but all good fun.
Too right, man. Fair play to you, mate. No sign of slowing down either.
No, this is the busiest. This year is actually going to be the busiest year, and I say that every year, but this year is. I've been going through. Yeah, no, it's nuts. It's brilliant. I love it. You know, so the first quarter is all in the club, and then a smattering of overseas gigs, and then as soon as it gets to April, it just goes
bonkers.
The festivals actually start in April, which is nuts. And then it's like that all the way through until, obviously, end of September, and then we're back in the club.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Not this club.
No, whereabouts?
We'll be around.
Almost got you then. I was like...
You did, actually, yeah. Nice one. No, but it won't be as intimate as this still. And obviously, you know, Ram's 25 this year, isn't it? So, you know, we're going to be doing a lot around that to celebrate. So yeah, that'll be upcoming.
Perfect timing, because I was about to say, given that you're 25 years deep into your journey as a DJ and with Ram, there really is no end in sight. And obviously XOYO has been a great opportunity to reflect and obviously celebrate what is an amazing success story.
Yeah.
How have you managed to maintain such positive momentum so consistently and for so long?
Yeah, people ask me that, and I think I don't know how do you maintain a positivity? What's not to be positive about? I get to play records and people to dance around. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's like I'd do it if there was. I used to do it at house parties. I used to drive around, you know, to illegal parties and be the one in the shed at the bottom of the garden with a table lamp next to them, playing the records while everybody partied. That's just what I love doing. And like, you know, why would, you know, DJs don't retire, that's for sure. You know, you're never gonna want to give that up, and I retain the positivity because it's music, isn't it? Music is such an amazing, positive, beautiful force that, you know, I was talking about it last night actually. I was saying that's the one thing about entertainment or stuff that we like to do in our spare time. You know, so I love going to football, right? Stupid analogy, but you know, like, so that's a form of entertainment. But once I've seen the game, I'm not going to go and re-watch it again and again. And I know the score, even though I love the team. You know, if I love a song, you know, like, I'm loving playing these songs that I was playing 20 years ago, and I'm loving it as much. And I'm like the music for me is such an emotional experience that the excitement that I can still go out and share that with people, I think, is what is my inspiration. Because getting these tunes ready, like tomorrow when I'm in the mix, there's going to be points where I'm going to be highly emotional, you know, really emotional. And there's some tunes that really do, they get me, you know, like they would anybody, but they get me in such a place where I literally am jumping around like a lunatic at home, getting very emotional about it. You know, it brings tears. Some tunes bring tears to your eyes. You know, they invoke memories, they invoke times and places, and not only that, I don't know whether it's the vibrations in the certain tunes or whatnot, but there's just there might be a chord that gets you, or a string, or there's a drop. And that is what is so amazing about music and being able to perform it. And so that's how I maintain my positivity. The music maintains it, doesn't it?
Wow, man. Getting deep. I like it.
I'm getting deep thinking about it because I know,
Mate.
I just enjoy these Thursdays. Honestly, the tunes, we all have it. You have it, right? People that are coming on Friday are going to have it. They're going to have these special moments and these special tunes. It just means so much. And it's so difficult to explain to somebody apart from, listen to this, you know?
Fucking turn it up!
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to explain, isn't it? But that's where music gets you so deep inside yourself that even people that aren't overtly emotional outwardly, the music can really, you know, bury deep inside them and make them feel or put their mind or their soul in an amazing place. And that's what drum and bass and its history does, you know, for me. So, you know, that's where I'll keep positivity.
Well, Andy, mate, honestly, I could just wrap it up there. That's probably the best answer I've ever got from anybody. I'll tell you what I think, like, you know, when you said, like, about the frequency that gets you, I always think, like, one of the beautiful things about music is, like, it truly is like a universal language.
Yeah.
And, like, you can have two people stood on the dance floor beside each other who can't actually communicate, so they don't speak the same language, but they can react together to something they've never heard before.
Absolutely.
So obviously, like, it resonates with them, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it resonates, doesn't it? And it happens week in, week out, all around the world in all different musics. The music is, yeah, it is amazing, and it's quite funny. It's like, it's not funny. It's beautiful. You know, like all these years later, the most militant hardcore tunes, you know what I mean, still invoke that feeling in you.
I think
Do you know what I mean?
I think that's because someone's captured an emotion and it will forever be timeless because they've caught it and they can share it every time. And if it's in the right sort of, you know, context, then it just puts someone in that frame of mind, doesn't it? And you're like,
it's mad, isn't it? It is crazy. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe your brain sort of stores them memories and them emotions, and it ties that musical note and expression to it. And so whenever you hear that, all them endorphins, you know, all them memories and endorphins and everything just rushes back into your brain, and that takes you to that place again, you know.
You know, like if you had like a mental Rubik's Cube and you get the right combination, it all just goes bang. You're like, yes, that's it.
It all makes sense.
Yes, I've got it. We're there.
Yeah. Wicked.
Cool, man. All right, wicked. As if everything you've already discussed wasn't enough, you've just announced your bi-weekly residency with Apple Beats.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us more, please? Like, how's that going? How did that come about? And does that mean...
Yeah, it's going brilliant. I mean, it's a really nice thing to do. I mean, you go down, how that came about, they approached us. And, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's really like, wow, they run it so professionally. It's amazing, you know, and the feedback has been mental. Broadcast to 100 countries at the same time, and then it's available forever. And they wanted me to come up and do a series of shows and represent D&B, you know, and because they're like, the guys that are there, they love D&B, and they just wanted to be able to get that to the right place where they can express it to the people that listen to Beats One. And the people in LA, the management, when they heard the first show, were like, wow, this is mental, what's this? And they actually put that one on twice as many times as they were meant to, because they really enjoyed the vibe. You know, they hadn't really got it before. So, again, it's like, you know, as big and as well known as we think this music might be, there's always other boundaries to cross, you know, and doors to open and stuff. And hopefully this will do that, you know, this run of shows that we're doing. And it's great to go down there, very professional. It's like a proper radio station. You go down, record the show, you've got producers in there, and it's you know, it's like something that, you know, this time, if you said to me this time last year, right, so the next 3 months of next year, you're going to be in the same club every week and you're going to be going up and doing a radio show every other week, I'd be like, you're crazy. But it's a brilliant 3 month experience. It's something like completely fresh and exciting.
Well, I think it's amazing. It's like, you know, considering how powerful the machine you've got at your fingertips now, like around the world, you know, like obviously you've kind of like pushed the barriers further than anybody else, really, personally, in my opinion, because obviously the levels you've got to, and like with Apple behind you, you know, we were talking about like how things resonate with people. Now you've got the highest sort of beacon to emit that sort of signal and draw people to it, haven't you? Like if you're that many countries, you know, there's that many people out there who probably don't even speak English, but understand what you're playing to them and are trying to make it and emulate it and then send it back to you. You know,
yeah, exactly.
For you
That's the vibe.
That's
That's
crazy,
the vibe right there, and that's a great thing. And it's going out there, and they're advertising it, and they're behind it. They're loving what they're hearing. The cool thing is, tunes that I play on my show get picked up by the other shows on there. So Zane will play it, Julie, you know, and then other people will play it. It's like the guy that produces my show. He goes off from that and then goes to Elton John's house, does his show. You know, because Elton John's got a show on there every week.
Mate, you're probably rubbing shoulders with the right people now, aren't you?
Well, it's crazy, right? So maybe that you know, like people get to you know, and then Pharrell does his show every week, and you know, Dre's on there, and it's crazy, man. It's nuts. So it's a really cool thing to be involved with, and they're also amazingly positive up there about it. So, going to enjoy this run of shows, and then we'll see where we go from there.
I have a mantra I always say: you cannot prevent the power of positivity, and I think that like if everyone buys into sort of yes rather than no mentality, then
1,000,000%, absolutely agree with you.
Nothing is impossible, is it? You know, like
nothing's impossible, and positivity. You know, like yeah, that's right. That's why you have to do stuff. You know, sometimes it can be difficult to keep it positive. You know what I mean? But like you say, the power of positivity, man. I mean, ultimately that wins over, doesn't it?
It's got me where I am today, mate. Sat in a Premier Inn car park on the way up to Guildford talking to you. So, but it's crazy, man. It's amazing, and I'm glad you agree because obviously, like you know, you say about like maintaining that. Like, only yesterday I was talking to someone, and like I've given them an opportunity. I've just started a party of my own actually called Resonate, which based on the same principles we're talking about. And like I literally had him out like just doing promo boards or something like that, and I asked him to go and take them back down, and he was like, "Well, you know, I wasn't paid to take them back down." I was like, "Mate, you don't leave your mess for other people to tidy up. Like I'm not doing that like that. That's how I've got to where I'm at. You do things properly. And like however much hard work it might seem, like doing things with integrity and properly will always do you good, and people will know that and support you because of it. Whereas if you just take and absorb and never give anything back, why would anyone want to support that? You know, like
no, 100%. That's absolutely right, isn't it?
It's just you know, a lot of people out there who just want but don't sort of contribute. You know, and just like well. Where's the incentive for it to come your way? Because you're not like, you know, demanding it by working hard at it all the time, you know.
That's right. It's karma, man.
Yeah, all man. Woosa. What would you say are the main sort of differences noticeable now? The crowd, the outreach through the internet, global popularity, production mentality, influences of drum and bass generally. Obviously, you've had 25 years at the very forefront of it.
What would I say is
just say like the main differences that you notice now, like maybe because you know, like you of all people, you've grown through it all and you've seen the sort of cycle and obviously its growth to the point where you're, you know, as you say, you're Zane Lowe, Elton John, Apple.
I mean, well, this is it. I mean, that's the difference, isn't it? The difference is back in the day, it was a group of us going down to cut dub plates, talking about it amongst ourselves, and then the pirate radio, and then obviously with the longevity and being around, there's a lot more opportunities that come your way just through the like. Look at yourself, for example. We're doing this interview today, right? Because you've grown up with your love for drum and bass, right?
Yep.
And now you're doing what you're doing, and you've obviously moved on to another level, and you're doing these interviews, and these are going to go in, you know, a big publication, right? Mm-hmm. That wouldn't have happened back in the day, would it? No. But it's because you've grown up. It's like we've all grown together. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's an organic thing that's grown. And the longer we're around, the more opportunities that arise. Because you say it. So we're doing this interview, which wouldn't have happened back in the day. The Beats One show, one of the guys that, you know, the guy that's on the producer used to come down the end.
Really?
And go raving. So there's a link there immediately. Do you know? So, and then you've got clubs, you've got promoters, the biggest promoters that do the huge festivals in America, like the huge EDC. Started out as a D&B fan and brought me over when it was 500 people in LA, and now he does 400,000 people over a weekend in Vegas. Do you know what I mean? But it's like,
it's insane.
But what we do is, that's the difference, isn't it? We've all grown, but our love for the music has stayed. And so as you get older and you get, everybody gets maybe a bit more established in what they're doing in life, opportunities arise, and it gives us then a platform to do it on a bigger scale. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Massively. And you get better at it as you go, because obviously experience sort of, you develop and evolve, don't you? And like, so you...
Well, that is a big part of it, isn't it? Developing and evolving, and then knowing how to, try and make the most of all the opportunities that arise as well. Because when in the early days, you probably wouldn't have done that. And then the experience for me the experience as a DJ is, this is new. I mean, after this, I thought I knew my tunes inside out before this residency, but I know them. It's like, I went through a long process in selecting what I wanted to play, and I kind of came out with well over 2,000 tunes, 2,180 something. You know what I mean? Like a ridiculous list of tunes. So this tune, it's like, Christ, and you can't remember them, but you love them, and so it's like, right, let's go mixing, and then you mix for hours, and you mix this one with that one, and that one, and then you get to the point where I think after this residency, it's like, throw me in give me any era, no problem. You know what I mean? It's like, we just mix, because you go through the eras mixing, but I've not done it so consistently every week.
It's like you're studying to be a true Jedi.
It's like I have studied jungle drum and bass, and it is, it's been brilliant. It's been brilliant, but that's what, sorry, I've diverged from the original question now. I think time in it gives you experience, and now obviously we're in a realm, Ram's 25 this year, but all the experience that we've got, you give massive opportunities to a new producer that you might sign up, and new people. So we're in a completely different realm that we were back in the day, but we've got to be in the strongest position we've ever been in, which is again, 25 years. I don't mean us as well. I mean the scene, in the sense of, just in everything.
It's concrete now, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, of course. It's like, it's a musical standard. It's a genre. It's not going anywhere. It's not like a fad. It's a musical genre that has stood as a quarter of a century. And
that's
that
crazy when you say it like that.
It's definitely not going anywhere, is it?
I think one of the most exciting things for me is, we were talking about earlier, like, producers around the world, and now obviously with the net, everyone's in contact. You think for every individual personality out there, there's potentially an individual sound. So the sound's never going to sort of dry out, because every time someone new sort of goes to the first rave they go to, but now the process is sped right up. So you get very talented minds up and running very quickly, and then contact is made very quickly, and release schedules can be sped right up. So the permutations are just kind of instantaneous, rather than before it was sort of a long-winded sort of culture. Now it's
it was long-winded, yeah. It was definitely long-winded. No, they are sped up, and the opportunities arise quickly, and the way to facilitate releases and network and all that is coming back quickly. I do hope that people come to these nights, or they go to the festivals and they're inspired to try something a little bit different, because that's what we've always strived on and needed, haven't we?
1,000,000%, mate. When I walked into your opening party at XOYO the other day, I just compounded all the reasons why I decided to start promoting again properly. I was just like, yes, I know there's never been a better time to promote, and I don't care what I risk. I love it that much. I risk everything all the time to do it. Do you know what I mean, right? So there you go. There's an inspiration right there. I was like, that was such a good party, mate. It was amazing. And I walked out of there just thinking, like, I've always loved drum and bass, but for a while, like, obviously on the bigger stages, it's obviously not been my kind of thing so much. Obviously, but then going back in there, I was like, fuck, man, like, it was just like a filthy underground bunker, and if I was just getting the heads messed up, was like, yeah.
That's a good description of it. I'll have to tell that to the club when I'm down there. You know, it's been described as a filthy underground bunker. They'll probably love that.
Mate, it is.
I make you right.
I've never been there before. I was blown away, mate. I was like, this is exactly what I've grown up with. Like, and every reason I've followed it everywhere I have. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's exactly when I walked in there. Before we, you know, and agreed it, and I walked in there, and I was like, absolutely, I've got to do this. You know, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, man, this is just going to go nuts because it's just the perfect environment. You know, perfect environment for getting. You know, your head down, getting in it. You know, that's how you get in it. You know what I mean?
So one of the best bits in that catch-up video was there's a lad who's like leaning over and he's screaming in your face, and you look up and he's going, wheel it, and you just instantly went, yep, fuck it. Like,
yeah.
That moment is just like, yes, like, you know, like everyone's on it together. Do you know what I mean? Like,
everyone's on it. That's happening a lot. I like that. I love that. Yeah, I'm loving the catch-up videos. They're good to look back on, sure.
Cool. Well, I've got a couple more if I can press you a bit longer, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it, man.
I just wanted to just get a review. Like, obviously, a year ago today, which is weird. We spoke about the Ali Pali, but like, how was the Ali Pali for you? Like, surely that was just insane. Like, overall, like, how do you even?
Yeah, it was insane. I watched a video. We've got a video diary thing being done at the moment for it, and I watched that the other couple of weeks ago and just reminded myself of all that. How did it go? It was amazing, wasn't it? It was one of them things when you stood up there and you're playing and you're looking at the crowd, and you know, in my head I'm thinking, is this actually happening? You know, like this is actually going off. It's, you know, and it was a beautiful experience. It feels weird to think like this. Yeah, this time last year we was planning it and getting it all ready, and that it does feel like a light. It's funny, isn't it, how quickly time flies, and then they just become, you know, the memories and that. I'd love to do something. I would love to do something as much as I love, you know, like, because they're all mad, fantastic experiences, and yeah, it was one of them. It was magical. It's crazy the amount of people I get coming, oh, I was at Ali Pali. It's like everywhere I go, somebody was at Ali Pali. You know, whether it's abroad, in Canada, in London, up in Manchester, in Europe, it's like somebody was at Ali Pali, and it's just beautiful.
Cool. It was a true spectacle, wasn't it? Like, the whole thing.
It was indeed, yeah. It couldn't have been. It was about as pretty spectacular as we've ever gone. Yeah, it was. That's what I mean. I looked at the video or I've seen pictures, because when you're up there, I mean, like when I'm playing, I just see 3 turntables and a table and, you know, a glass of vodka and like, you know, you don't see it. You see the crowd, and then when you look at the pictures back and you see like the videos and that, and you just think, Jesus Christ, you know, it screens on the side of the stage, and it's just like, wow, that's mad. Did we do that? You know, it's like you sort of think to yourself, did we actually organise it? You know, like that. How did that happen? In the sense of like, that's such a big undertaking, you know. But you just got, when you're going to do something, you just got to dive in head first, you know. Dive in head first, man.
We smacked it out of the park, mate.
I did enjoy it. Thank you.
I just think, like, if it's like I always say to people, like, if it's for the greater good, everyone will buy into it. Do you know what I mean? If people believe in it, you have got an endless amount of people to support you, haven't you? Like, and obviously, where it inspires.
Oh, I can't see why no one. I can't. You know, like we were talking about earlier. I've only got time for positivity. You know, enjoying life, making the most of opportunities. You know, we're all here for such a short. You know, so we just got to do the best we can, and if it is for the greater good, always go for it. You know.
Well, that leads nicely on. I've got like literally a couple of more very brief ones, but this one, I was just going to say, like, in my opinion, obviously around the world, clearly you're a great ambassador for the scene, an example of where having the right attitude and plenty of determination can take you. What tips would you give to people setting out along a similar path?
I would. Well, you've got to be committed. Obviously, if you've it's the passion. I mean, only you know if you've got the passion. The tips, it's just I just maintain that positivity, maintain that forward looking. Have good people around you. You know, don't surround you. If you surround yourself with negativity, you know, if you sit there and everything's questioned, then maybe you might not have the confidence to go for stuff. You know, because you've got some stuff you've just got to go for, and you've got to reach out and you've got to do it. But if you're just starting out, you know, passion and positivity will get you a long way. You'll find that positivity is a very what's the word I'm looking for? I think you touched on it earlier.
Powerful force.
It is a powerful force, and it's a magnetic force. You know, and people gravitate towards it. You know, so you know that will take you a long way. Talking and thinking positively and having conversations with people like that when you are starting out and getting everybody enthused for the ride and the journey you want to go on. That's me talking in the terms of a I guess a business labelly kind of environment, or when you're talking about doing, you know, events or stuff like that. In terms of production or DJing, you've got to be unique. I think that's been true forever, unique, you know, but now more than ever, obviously, with the access to, I mean, it's endless, isn't it? It's unbelievable. There's so many people, and the access is there that, you know, something different is, you know, that's what's going to propel you forward.
I think the best way to be unique is be yourself, because there's only one of you, isn't there? Yeah, I would say that. And maybe when you're talking to people or you're expressing yourself, don't do that classic thing of like, I want to be a new them, or I want to sound like that, or we're doing something that's like that, you know? Because then people already exist, you know? Why do you want a new one? Yeah, no, I agree.
You want something that's fresh and exciting.
Original as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Okay, looking back, tell us something you're proud of. Looking back to something I'm proud of, I'm immensely proud of everything that we've achieved. In terms of career and the music, I'm proud that if you're asking me in terms of career, what I'm proud of. Whatever you like, mate.
Well, right at this moment in time, what am I proud of? I'm proud that we can do 13 Fridays in a row, and everybody seems to be absolutely buzzing about it. I mean, that makes you proud, doesn't it? You know, because it makes you think, wow. You know, it's a difficult one to answer, because there's so many moments that make me proud of what we've achieved, you know. But
you're United Nations, Andy, aren't you?
I'm not trying to be
bringing people together.
I'm just like, I'm proud, man. I'm 25 years in.
Mate, fucking
you
right,
know?
you should be.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm like,
thanks,
yes.
Proud of you, man. Have a hug.
Yeah, let's have a air hug. How's the cap collection coming along?
It's expanding.
They're still in the well in the garden.
Yeah. I've got a magic tree in the back garden, so that's the cap collection. Yeah, man, it's all good. The funny thing is people, like, when I do a thing with that, oh my god. Like, yeah. It's just the purely DJing thing. It's crazy. It's just one of them things, man.
One of them things. Listen, anything you'd like to say?
I just, you know, I want to say thank you to you, Felix. Obviously, you're showing your positive, you know, like, the conversations like this, they vibe me up, because this is like, you know, it's lovely to talk with somebody that, it's always nice to talk with people that's like-minded, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And so when you're like-minded and the passion's there and it's vibing and you're saying, oh, I come down and it did this, you know, and it reminded me of that, and it's like, Thanks, man. You know what I mean? Because then that makes you think like, yeah, man, it's like,
Mate, I believe, man, this has
that
been
was
my
the
life.
point of it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm massively appreciative of that, you know, and just thanks for everybody that shows us the positivity, you know, because that is, like we've talked about, it seems to be an ongoing theme of the conversation. That's the fuel, isn't it? That's the fuel of life, you know what I mean? So, and to anybody that's sort of brought that to us.
I think the thing is, right, I mean, like, first and foremost, mate, what you just said, like, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You know, I believe wholeheartedly, like, you know, it's always been like, I remember going to like plastic surgery in Maidstone, right? I didn't have anyone in my family who liked drum and bass or anything, but I just heard it and I was trying to find it. And I used to go and stand in there and just like look at what was going on. I didn't know what to say, who to talk to, where it come from. And I've just carried on. Do you know what I mean? Like kicking those doors down whenever the opportunities come up. And then like people say to me like, God, you know, like I don't even think about what's happened. I'm always thinking about the future and what might happen, and I'm like always trying to make that happen. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, and I know that every time that, you know, as you said about having people around you before, that like the amount of people who just kill a vibe, and you're like, oh, this is a good idea, and they're like, oh, I don't know, like, and I'm like, that's why you're doing something that makes you miserable, and that's why I'm doing something that I love because I believe it's possible. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the more it happens, like this conversation, what you've just said, is fuel to the fire that it's the right approach and the right formula. Do you know what I mean?
That's you know, yeah. I mean, you said it all. That's right. That's right.
Well, I think we've got it covered up.
I feel immensely positive now. Hopefully, I'm going to play this.
Mate, you're going to kill it. I can't wait.
I'm going to. Hopefully, I'm going to go back to this remix that I was working on and think like, yeah, I really like that. After such a positive phone call, I want to press play on the computer and think like, yeah, still like that. So,
well,
that's
wicked,
what I'm going to do. And then tomorrow I'll be in the mix, and then Friday I shall see you in the club, sir, and we'll vibes it out.
Mate, thank you very much for your time, Andy. As usual,
mate. Likewise, mate.
You, man.
Thank you very much.
See you Friday. Take care, bruv.
Cool, bruv. Take care, mate.
All the best.
Bye-bye.